This gateway to Asia became a stage of chaos. The Hong Kong International Airport, one of the busiest in the world, brought to a standstill. Passengers greeted with a chorus of appeals from young Hong Kongers pleading for support.
Fight for freedom!
The goal, peaceful disruption. And there wasn't any violence here, but it was violence that sparked the airport occupation. This incident, in particular, over the week in the streets of the Chinese territory, has stunned Hong Kong. Demonstrators tear-gassed and hit with rubber bullets inside a subway station. Most outrageous for protesters was this image of a young female demonstrator shot in the eye.
Hong Kong has just seen its darkest weekend in its contemporary history.
爆眼少女
Today, local journalists held up pictures of the injured, demanding answers from the city's police chiefs.
As long as they are violent protesters, if they are aiming to use deadly force against any other people, we will try our best to do investigation and have them apprehended.
Now, China is getting increasingly frustrated with the protests. They are now into their 10th week, and what began in response to a proposed law allowing extraditions to China has morphed into a wider pro-democracy movement.
并开始出现
The protests have begun to show signs of terrorism, a Chinese government spokesman said, warning that violent anti-government demonstrations deserve severe punishment. So as China ratchets up its rhetoric, Canada is calling for calm.
We see the need for de-escalation of tensions. We certainly call on China to be very careful and very respectful in how it deals with people who have legitimate concerns in Hong Kong.
Trudeau's comments are unlikely to improve already poor relations between Ottawa and Beijing. But the government insists it is focused on protecting Canada's interests in Hong Kong, home to 300,000 Canadian citizens. A global affairs travel advisory for Hong Kong is still in effect, warning Canadians to exercise what it calls a high degree of caution due to disruptions to public transit and possible acts of violence.